Welcome back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the We're Just Girls podcast. We are your hosts,
Lana Hart
and Erin O'Day, and we're just girls who literally don't know what their love languages are.
I literally don't know.
I actually don't know what my main love language is.
Because my problem is I think I'm like all of them, so I don't know which one's actually above and beyond.
I don't know which one my main one is.
Yeah.
But today we're going to talk about love languages.
Figure it out.
And we are going to talk about which ACOTAR characters we think would be their number one love language.
Mm-hmm. So we'll talk love languages, our love languages, how we show it, how we give it, how we receive it.
Yep.
I was gonna say, wait.
How we show it, how we get it.
I was like, wait, that's the same thing. And then we'll talk about it in the sense of books, a.k.a. ACOTAR, really. But
I'm still going through severe ACOTAR withdrawals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've tried to start Fourth Wing, and all I want to do is just restart ACOTAR from the top.
You need a fluffer book.
I do. I really need to.
Yeah. And you need like good music to cope with the loss. I'll send you my fantasy book playlist.
All I do is just scroll on TikTok and just look at edits of AI edits of the ACOTAR characters, specifically Cassian and Azriel.
I mean, how could you not?
There's one of Azriel that I watch non-stop. I watch it so constantly.
Is the one you sent me the video of you doing?
Yes. My fiance, every time he hears this song comes on, he knows exactly what I'm watching, and he's so sick and tired of it because I watch it on a loop.
So
and all I do is just recreate. I reenact it. It's actually sickening.
So your love language is that specific video of Az.
Yes.
And that's all you need.
That's all I need. No, but my main love language isn't one of the main five. I would say that my love language, how I receive it, is if you can commit to the bit with me.
Oh,
If I do a bit and you, without questioning, just hop in on it and you just beat that dead horse over and over again, that's how I want to receive. That's how I receive love.
Yeah.
That's how I know you love me.
I feel like we have discussed that before, and it just makes so much sense for you.
I love to commit to the bit, and I love when other people join in on bits that I've started without hesitating and without questioning it at all.
Yeah. I love it.
I just realized these aren't our normal colors.
Well, I wanted to ask you, actually, if you liked these colors, if we should leave it on these colors or put it on our normal ones.
I do like it. I literally just noticed that right now. And I didn't even notice that the bottom was blue.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I felt like it looked like the vibe.
And you know what? It is the freaking vibe. What
It's the freaking vibe.
It's what away the freaking vibe.
Okay, should we like guess what we think each other's would be out of the 5 though?
Yeah.
Okay, so the 5, let's go through them all. There's physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts,
quality time.
Yes. I always forget that one.
Those
for some
are the
reason.
main 5. So what do you think mine would be? Should we try to do them in order?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like maybe I should have thought this out before.
I know we didn't. We didn't think this out at all.
I feel like out of those 5 for do I want to do giving or receiving first?
Let's do receiving first.
Receiving first. Okay. I'm going to go bottom up.
Okay. So 5 to 1.
Yes. Bottom, I'm going to say words of affirmation.
Correct.
Because you're not going to believe them.
No, I hate
all.
words of affirmation.
You're going to be like, I simply don't believe you. Shut the fuck up.
My fiance tells me every day that he loves me, and I go, no, you don't.
Exactly.
And I know he loves me, but when he says the words, I don't believe the words.
Yep.
Words mean nothing to me.
Yeah. And then
I have to actually think of it in my own head.
I know.
I know that words of affirmation is my last one.
I was going to say, I feel that's why I wanted to start bottom up, because I know that's definitely your last one. And then if I had to guess your next one. I hope you enjoy it.
I'm thinking so hard.
I'm going to go with your 4th for you would be maybe I keep changing my mind.
Go ahead.
For receiving, I feel like I'm going to go gifts next.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, the next 4 are really tied for me.
Yeah.
Like, I know words of affirmation is my last
yeah.
one, but I really genuinely don't know what my order is for the next 4, to be honest.
I feel like...
I do get I love to get gifts, but I get very uncomfortable when people give me gifts. Like, I love getting them, but I feel like if I show that I love them too much.
The other ones are just higher on your list.
Yes, I would say they are. I would say they are higher on my list.
So
that's good.
That's
so
what
far,
makes it
winning.
hard. And then it's like, is it fucked if I say quality time is next?
No, I don't think it is. I think you're probably right.
Yeah,
I really do.
Because I feel like if anything, then the last 2 are pretty close. But I would probably say your top with receiving would be acts of service.
Yes.
So it would be then physical touch, then acts of service.
I think you nailed that. I really think you actually hit the nail right on the head with that.
Yeah.
Because I would way prefer acts of service than like a gift. Like when my fiance does things for me, like if he makes the bed or like does the dishes after dinner or something, like I love that. I love when he does that. And when we first started dating,
which works because if I had to guess, I think his biggest way of giving is acts of service. So
100% or quality time.
Yeah.
So that works out. But when we first started dating, I had just gotten in a horrible ski accident and I was in a wheelchair, and he would pick me up from my classes and wheel me to my next class, or like wheel me home. He would just push me in my wheelchair around campus and carry my books and take me to and from class.
Hop up the stairs.
Yep, he would help me get up the stairs because in his dorm that he lived in, or building that he lived in, didn't have an elevator and lived on the 2nd floor at that time, I think.
2nd floor at the time, yeah.
And I had to climb up those stairs with one leg, and he helped me. It was so sweet. And then he would carry my wheelchair up for me. So crazy to think that when me and my fiance started dating, I was in a wheelchair. That's so wild. But yeah, acts of service. I think that doing that with my fiance, I think solidified that acts of service was my number 1 love language.
Yeah.
And physical touch. I do love that. But I only like physical touch in like a romantic way. Like, I feel like I'm not super touchy with my friends.
You could have different ones depending on the type of love. Like, with, like, you and your fiance, like, that is definitely the order.
Yes.
But it might be different when it comes to friends.
Yeah.
I think my top is physical touch.
I think so,
all
too.
around with
it's
everyone.
It's so weird
I'm a touchy person.
I feel like we're both touchy people, except with each other. Like, I feel like we're not really that touchy with each other.
We also say that, but then every now and then we'll just be like cuddled up on the couch. We're not touchy people, and then someone walks in and we're like,
Producer, do you think that we're touchy with each other? Do you think we're physically affectionate with each other? Gave us a thumbs up.
He gave thumbs up. It's like, and then you should see us when we're alone.
Oh, that's classic. All right, I want to guess you're receiving now.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I already
physical touch is the top
one.
one. Physical touch is the top one. God, I'm so bad at guessing games.
See, you should have thought about mine.
I know. Well, okay, so I'm gonna go from the top down because I know what your first one is. Physical touch. Number 2, I would say for receiving. I would say maybe quality time. I think you might be a quality time kind of girl.
I think so. Yeah, I think I agree. No, I actually think I'm trying to not like give away too much so I can hear your opinions on it. But when I've thought about it, I feel like those physical touch and quality time are my
and I
top
feel like
2.
they go hand in hand a lot of the time. Like, there's nothing better than at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, laying in bed and just cuddling. And no phones, no TV, just laying in bed and cuddling. That's my favorite time of the day. The morning and night when that happens.
That's why I love the weekend so much, because then I don't have to get up and go to work and like we can just stay in bed all morning.
Oh, that's the best. So quality time number 2. Number 3, I would say acts of service or gift giving, maybe?
I was about to say the same exact thing. Like, I feel like I can't really tell between the two.
For giving, I think gift giving is high on your list. For giving.
For giving,
you love
gifts,
to give gifts.
I
and
do.
You're so good at it, too. You are so good at gift giving.
Which reminds me, I brought the cup that I got you.
Yes. I love getting gifts from you.
Yeah.
You give such good gifts. For gift giving, I feel like is which is number one, maybe.
I think one of the reasons why I am so insane about giving gifts is because it's high on my giving list that I get anxious about it. I'm like, if I don't give them a good gift, they won't think I love them.
I get too stressed about trying to give gifts.
Yeah.
So I just don't like to do it anymore.
Yeah, that's why I prefer just doing it, like, not even just for, like, holidays and stuff. Just, like, when I see something and I think of them.
We do that a lot with each other. Like, if we go to TJ Maxx and I, like, I found these, like, really cute little flower mugs that are so Barbie Fairytopia core.
Oh, yes.
And I bought 2. Because I was like, okay, I want one and I know Lana will love one, too. So I got 2 for us.
And then we get to live out our Barbie Fairytopia dreams. But
pinkies out.
Yeah.
Clink.
Which is what it was when I bought the cup. I was at Target and I was like, "Oop, gotta buy this for Erin." But yeah, that's like that's my favorite way to do gift giving is just like I see something, I think of them, and then I buy it.
There's no pressure on it.
Exactly. I put a lot of pressure on myself during holidays and birthdays and stuff because I feel like I have to give the perfect gifts, which... Not to toot my own horn, I am pretty dang good at it, but it's because I'm so anxious about it that I feel like whatever I get isn't good enough. So then I just I spend so much time trying to figure out what it is.
You're so good at it.
Yeah.
You're so
But I
good
think
at
that goes
giving
along
gifts.
with showing why it's one of my higher giving ones is because it's the whole, literally, if I don't get them a good gift, they're not going to think I love them.
Well, I think that's a little bit crazy, but...
Yeah, that's just... I am a little bit crazy. Wait, so which one's last? Which one did I not say? Was words of affirmation. Yeah.
We're not words of affirmation
Which
girls.
I really do want them and like them because I like to... My anxiousness likes to hear things, but compared to everything else, you can say things all you want, but I'm not going to believe you until I see it.
I like words of affirmation in the sense that, if I'm, panicking or I'm nervous or something and someone's reassuring me, being like, you're okay, you're safe, it's okay, I've got you, I'm going to help you. If that can be considered words of affirmation, I like that. But if someone's telling me, oh, you're pretty, you're funny, I love you, blah, 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 I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to hear that shit. Show me that. I don't want to hear it. Show it to me.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Words of affirmation
so
is crazy.
what would you say is different for your list of giving versus receiving? Or would you say it's pretty much the same?
Giving words of affirmation. I love terms of endearment, calling people baby and stuff like that. All the at work, all my coworkers, I'm like, hey baby, or if they help me out with something, I'm like, oh thanks baby. I love calling people baby, and I love giving words of affirmation. I love telling people that I love them, and I love giving compliments. So that's weird that I would say it's one of my top giving, but it's definitely my last receiving.
Yeah.
And I think that's very interesting.
I do feel like with that one, that's more common, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of the same way. I don't think I'm as big as giving as you are. That I definitely would think is your top. But
yeah, I think gift giving is your top.
I think for giving, mine's still probably physical touch and then gift giving.
Yeah.
I'm such a touchy person.
Yeah.
I really am.
I love that about you. Because I think I am too. But with certain people, I'm not.
Well, so here's the thing about it too is I remember seeing something being what your top love languages are. If you're upset or annoyed, they're also the biggest to flip, which makes so much sense for me because the second I'm in a bad mood, if me and my mans are fighting, I don't want him to come anywhere near me. He lays a single finger on me if I'm mad at him. I'm literally get away. Or if I'm mad, I don't want to touch him. Same with even if I'm just, not that anyone likes people that they don't like touching them, but it's also my most sensitive thing where someone touches me that I'm not fully, even if I like the person, but I'm not really fully like great with that person.
Even if it's
even
something
just
so
like,
simple as like walking
a handshake
past,
or like a pat or something like that. Like then I'm like, I don't like being touched, but my biggest love language is physical touch.
Interesting.
So
love languages are so interesting.
They are. But it's good to know them because it's good to know when you're in a relationship how your partner likes to receive it. Like,
because I know my fiance loves quality time. He loves that ish.
Yeah, mine's the same way. He's really big on quality time and acts of service. And I feel like acts of service is one of the ones that I struggle with giving. So
interesting.
Yeah, so like because that's one of my lower ones with giving and that's one of his highest with receiving. Sometimes we like butt heads on it and we don't always feel like seen by the other person, or we don't always like, he'll feel like I'm not giving him much love and I feel like I am, but that's because my giving him love is physical touch or it's
gift giving
or something, but he prefers acts of service and quality time, which quality time is still high on mine for giving too, but like his two top are acts of service and quality time. So
I feel like acts of service I struggle with too. But I mean, I like
it's because we're just girls.
We are just
we're just girls. We're not supposed to be giving acts of service.
Like, I don't know.
The men are supposed to serve us.
Right? I don't know what the difference between like my everyday things that I do, like I make dinner every night or I make the bed every day and I do his laundry and I clean the house. Like I do the very traditional girl jobs around the house. So
but I feel like that's
an act of service, right?
Like I feel like that still counts,
I feel
especially like making dinner.
Yeah. And I try to make dinner every night. I mean, obviously on the weekends I don't.
If there's
Friday
one thing your man's
loves
is food. He loves to eat.
He loves to eat. That guy loves to eat.
Yeah. So that's his love language.
And I try to research cute little new recipes to try. And he said he wants to try doing some plant-based stuff. So I was looking at some cute plant-based. Right? We tried tofu. And it was actually pretty yummy the way I cooked it up. But it didn't sit well in my tummy. It did not go through my digestive tract very well. Sorry to TMI, but my digestion's been fucked up since tofu.
Yeah, I feel like that would be my issue. Because I've heard it's basically just like a sponge and soaks up whatever flavors you cook it in. But I feel like it just wouldn't sit well in my stomach.
It tasted really good though. I actually and I get sofritas, which I think is technically tofu, at Chipotle because I don't trust their meat.
Okay.
And I always feel like it's Chipotle, so if I have bad digestion after that, I'm like, oh well, it's just Chipotle. But maybe it is just the tofu.
Maybe.
Because after I made that tofu, I was like, ugh. I was like, oh. So now I've got to find some new plant-based meals. So if anyone has some good plant-based meals, send them my way.
I'm a meat eater.
I know. I was so shocked when he told me that because
knowing
his brother always say his brother got the sweet tooth and he got the meat tooth.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you just said that in my head, I was like, huh,
right?
Really?
Very shocking to hear from that guy.
Yeah,
but I'm going to do it for him.
It's like even on the... Sorry, this just food and the love languages made me think of it. Even like on that topic, today on my way home from work, I was just like, oh, you know what? I'm going to stop at Whole Foods and get this cereal that my man has really been wanting to try. So I literally just stopped, picked up the cereal he really wanted, and also grabbed him like a grape seltzer thing because grape's like his favorite flavor, and it's these drinks that we really like, and we haven't tried that flavor yet, and he loves grape, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna get him this, I'm gonna get him some cereal.
So I feel like that I would consider both gift giving and an act of service, like, because you went out of your way to do that for him. I
specifically stopped at the grocery store for that reason.
So that could be considered an act of service, even though you're like giving him a gift.
Yeah.
But I feel like it can also be an act of service because it wasn't like you went out and you're like, oh, I need to give him a gift.
Yeah.
Like it was something that you chose to do, and it was I don't know. Would you consider that also an act of service?
I could see it. I feel like I was kind of thinking that when I had said it.
Right? I think it could be. And I feel like all the love languages can be combined in different...
go into...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of... In different pairings, and they can all be swindled around.
They can be...
That's not the word I meant to say.
They can mesh together.
Yeah.
They can overlap.
Yes, overlap. They can overlap 100%. They can be intertwined.
Intertwined, yes.
Yep, those are the
words.
Yes.
Those are the words.
Those are the words.
Yeah.
And I feel like gift giving and acts of service go hand in hand.
They can.
Because even if, like, I feel like anything can be considered a gift.
Yeah.
Like, if you are, like, if you... I'm trying to think.
I also used to love to give gifts where I would like do drawings for people, and like that I feel like can be considered both because the amount of time it takes to
my brother for every
like
birthday and Christmas asks me to draw him or paint him something.
And
like,
I feel
he never wants me to buy him a gift. He wants me to make him a gift every year.
So I feel like that falls under both because it's trying to give someone a gift that they really like, but it's also the amount of time that it takes.
Or like even something as so simple as like planning, like, so sometimes if the apartment has been like a little bit of a mess and I know my fiance just had a tough day at work, I try to make sure it's spotless before he comes home. Like, I clean up the whole apartment, make sure it's really clean. I light candles. I put on like the small lighting, the mood lighting, so it looks really warm and cozy when he comes home. Like, that's an act of service, right?
Side topic. Yeah, I would say that's definitely a big act of service.
Right?
Yeah,
like,
I would say that's big time.
That's because my mom would always do that for my dad. She'd be like, "Oh, Daddy's on his way home. I gotta make sure the house is clean." I'd be like, "What?" And I never picked up on it until I moved out and got a fiance.
Another side note, which, you know, that's how these things go.
Always, every time.
We're talking about love languages. Now I'm gonna shit on my man's for a second here.
No.
He hates like low light. He loves big, bright overhead lighting.
No.
It'll be like 8 o'clock at night and I'll try and like turn the lights down, you know, get in like my calmer mood, get ready
have, like,
for
dimmer
bed.
Lights, don't
we
you?
do. And like I have all kinds of lights around that like real
there's little
No, I see it.
Fuzzy.
I saw it. Yeah, cuz we have like plenty of lights all around the place that are, it's more like low lighting, more ambiance type vibe, you know. And like they'll be on and still it won't be that dark in there.
Yeah.
He hates it. He wants big lights on all
remember
the fucking
when we
time.
had that Vampire Diaries night and it was so cozy in there and he came home and turned on all the big lights?
I know.
We were
That's
like,
what he does every single day. I'll get home, I'll get cozy, I'll get like in my little calming mood and he just comes home, turns on every single big light in the house and I'm just like
you're like, please stop.
I'm like, please. Literally growing up, my dad always said I was a vampire because I never wanted big lights on. Like I always I'd rather be in the dark than have a big light on. I would prefer having like some ambiance, but if I had to choose one of the two extremes,
the neon lights too.
Exactly. Oh,
you have so many of
my
those.
My room at home.
It was so cool,
cozy, so cozy.
So many neon
Of course,
lights.
right when I finally made my room so cozy and I loved being in it is when I moved in with a boy.
Stupid boys.
And now I can't have my room be all girly.
I know. I find so many cute girly things, and I'm like, "Can we get this?" And my fiance's like, "It's a little bit girly." And I'm like, whatever.
I know. I hung up a neon light in our room the other day. It's just the cloud one. I was like, you know, the cloud, nice, neutral.
Unisex.
You know, it's not any of my flower ones. It's not my butterfly one. It's not my mushroom one. It's a cloud, neutral. Goes above the bed, you know?
Cozy.
Took it down.
I
know. Which is why we need a she shed.
We do need a she shed so
bad. We can make it all girly.
I know. We find so many cute girly things when we go on our TJ Maxx runs. And we're like, if only we had a she shed.
So I was in the Marshalls that's combined with the Home Goods the other day, which I hate that
I hate that one.
I hate it when they're combined. It's so overwhelming. It's too much going on. There's always too many people there. I hate that one. But I went in the other day because I wanted to go to Wegmans, and it was on the way to Wegmans, so I didn't have to then go out of the way. And I needed very specific things. I wasn't just going there to browse. I was like, I need hangers, and I need something for my dog. So it was like in and out. But I was like walking around, and of course it's when I'm supposed to be in and out, and I'm like, look at all this cute stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, look how cute that is over there. Oh, I want that. But of course, I was supposed to be in and out, so my man's just like, hurry up, and it's too girly. But I was like, I kind of want to come back and do some shopping. You just gotta slowly sneak the girly stuff into the apartment. I mean, that's how you do it.
My fiance's so good about giving me 90% really of control over the decor in our apartment.
He's good about it.
And he actually picked out some of my favorite stuff in that apartment. Like our comforter. I love our comforter.
I
and he
love
picked that
your
out.
Comforter.
We were in TJ Maxx and he goes, what about this one? And I'm like, you just casually picked this up? This is perfect. You nailed it. You hit the nail right on the head, fiance. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, he's the best. So I actually can't shit on him about not letting me put girly stuff in there because he does give me 90% control over what we have in there.
He is pretty good.
I do have some really pretty butterfly tea towels for our kitchen, and he never he puts
towels.
up with them. Cute little butterfly tea towels.
Towels don't count,
Right? Towels don't count. Towels don't count.
Yeah.
So let's think about...
Yes. Books. Yes. Now we'll get into the bookmen and their love languages.
Oh my god, I actually have to pull up this TikTok that I sent to you the other day about
here.
Because gift giving is also a love language, by the way, guys. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that.
And this is what the ACOTAR boys would...
I actually also have something to read to you.
Something went wrong. Oh, here it goes. What the ACOTAR boys would give as gifts. Gifts the ACOTAR boys would give you. Cassian, a ruby siphon ring, lingerie, and books.
Yep.
Spot on. Reese, tattoo, a country, photo album, mostly photos of himself.
Facts.
As love letters, regifted necklace, and handcuffs. I feel like Az is gonna end up being a freak in the sheets.
Gonna be a freak.
He's gonna be
always the quiet
freak
ones.
In the sheets.
Always the quiet ones.
Lucian.
See, that's why you do have to read Fourth Wing soon, though, because
I started it.
I know. It's just hard to get.
I need to read a transition book before I jump into another.
You need like a silly romance or like a thriller book or something.
I have
that
a
you
bunch
can
of
read
Colleen Hoover books that I haven't read yet. Maybe I'll just read one of those stupid ones.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll reread Losing Hope again.
Oh, true.
Because I did love that one. Anyway, Lucian. Hand-me-down robe must be a Weasley. A pet fox. And an ancestry membership. That one killed me.
Jokes about his dad are always my favorite
funny.
jokes.
And then finally, Tamlin. Lube. Because you are now drier than the Sahara. Fiddle lessons. And chlamydia from all those unprotected Cal and my cave parties.
Oh man,
that is so funny. Shout out to Sammy, Book Talks version on TikTok.
Shout out.
Because that was hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, so what do we think?
Yes.
Let's start off with Feyre. What do we think her main love language would be?
Gift giving combined with acts of service, because paintings.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I feel like she likes to give. Why am I doing
I know
that?
you're like, hey, why doesn't mine do that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Yeah, so that's what I would say her biggest is for giving, and for receiving, probably acts of service.
I would say so too. Acts of service, 100%.
Grand gestures.
Yes, that
like
is totally...
making her the fucking high lady of the night court,
and letting her build the river house and whatever.
It's her love language for receiving is actually freedom.
Please,
It's
literally.
freedom.
Please, hello.
Don't lock me up in the house.
Please just let me be a human being who can run around and have
Yep.
their own life.
So Feyre's love language is freedom and gift giving
And acts of service.
Reese's acts of service. Acts of motherfucking service. Let me tell you, if anybody knows an act of service,
It's my boy
Reese.
Reese. It's my boy Reese. That's forgiving, correct? Would you say?
Yes.
And what about receiving?
Words of affirmation.
Yeah. Yes, because he was constantly Reese is the most handsome High Lord. Blah blah whatever. Yeah. Words
And
of
like quality
affirmation for
time,
sure.
I feel like low key. Like a little sneaky quality time in there.
Yeah, because I would say so.
Yeah.
Cassian. Sorry,
My
I love
boo
him.
thing.
I love him so much. His receiving.
Could
you even
bullying?
I was gonna say, can you say words of affirmation, but as like bullying? Because Nesta and Cassian love to bully each other.
Mm-hmm.
And
I always
she does
jokingly
that.
say that my biggest love language is bullying. If I bully you, you know I love you.
Fair enough.
But for Cassian, let's see. His giving. Probably also acts of service. I think all the men.
All the men
are acts of freaking service because man, do they service.
They love to do, and they love to protect,
Yep.
and they love to fuck.
Yup.
I feel like Cassian also kind of physical touch.
Yeah.
Because he's always kissing Feyre on the cheek because he loves her so much.
Cassian?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cassian's
like
always kissing Feyre on the cheek.
I blacked out after you said kissing Feyre, so I missed the on the cheek part. Because all I heard, Cassian's always kissing Feyre, and I was like, wait a second.
Because any moment with them in Silver Flames, anytime Cassian
I feel like he's
and Feyre
probably
talked,
very huggy.
Yes, I feel like Cassian's very physical touch.
Yeah.
Because any single time Cassian and Feyre had an interaction in Silver Flames, at one point at least, during each interaction, Cassian kissed Feyre.
Mm-hmm.
And because the whole time she had the shield around her, so he'd be like, I tried to kiss Feyre, but I could only get within an inch of her because of the shield. So physical touch, for sure, for Cassian. And acts of service, I would say.
I feel like Nesta's would both be acts of service for giving and receiving.
Yes, I agree.
Because she's not good with her words, and she doesn't want to hear your words. She will show you through what she does, and then I feel like it's the same with to receive it. She wants to see you prove it.
I feel like she also, with her friends, like quality time.
Yeah, with her friends, I would probably
in like
agree.
Friendships, she likes quality time. In romantic relationships, she likes acts of service. Both ways.
I feel like in friendships, she might be acts of service too, though for giving at least.
Yes. But I think receiving love with her friends, she likes quality time.
Yes.
Because their sleepover was so
know.
cute. Oh, I love that book. Sorry, guys.
good.
Sorry, guys. You got a little crazy now.
So good.
Who's next? Az?
Yeah.
He's a mystery.
Yeah, we don't know enough about him.
We really don't.
His love language is lurking.
Yeah, lurking in the shadows, spying, being handsome. Just listing things about him now.
He's being quiet.
No, he he gives really good gifts at winter solstice. Like he gave Nesta that gorgeous what was it? That he gave her a book or a hairbrush or something?
I don't
It was something that had like a book light involved in it.
Oh, maybe.
I feel like it was like a hairbrush set. I don't remember actually.
Know.
Something that had a book light in it.
Whatever it was good,
great,
I guess.
I see all these TikToks about after she got the gift where she's hugging the shit out of Az. Because I love, everyone always says that Cassian and Feyre are best friends, Reese and Elaine are best friends, and Azriel and Nesta are best friends.
I could see it.
I love that. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Yeah. So I feel like gift giving, he's probably a quality time guy.
I think quality time because he likes to watch Elaine in the garden. But that's just lurking.
Quality time, but lurking edition.
Literally, as you freak. I feel like Elaine's is quality time because she would probably love for someone to just sit with her while she gardens.
Yeah. I would have to agree. I feel like she just wants to spend time with whoever.
People. I feel like Elaine's is just quality time both ways.
Yeah.
More is probably gift giving. Like, she probably likes getting gifts.
I feel like she probably also likes words of affirmation.
Yes,
like getting them.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's for receiving.
Yeah.
For giving, she's the worst gift giver ever.
Yeah.
But I think she's leaned into that and has made it a bit now.
Yeah.
And she loves doing it. But that's regardless of the point.
I don't know what her giving would be. I guess we don't really know too much about her in that way to know.
Definitely not from this last book. She was barely in it, which made me sad.
Yeah.
I feel like acts of service because she rescued Feyre and took such great care of her when she first came to the Night Court.
That's true.
Like, she really
and like
was
taking
protective.
her to like the cabin when she found out her and Reese were mates and like taking care of her and being like, have all the time you need and stuff like that. Yeah, I could see that.
I can see acts of service.
I could see that. Being
for
motherly.
Giving. Yes. But definitely words of affirmation for receiving.
Yeah.
Who else do we have? We're not even going to talk about Tampon.
Yeah.
What about Amryn? Drinking the blood of others, maybe? Is that a love language?
Yeah. Being feisty.
Yeah. Being like kind of like a bitch.
I feel like hers would probably be like subtle acts of service too.
Yeah. They're all just like acts of service.
Yeah.
The whole Court of Dreams.
They all just do stuff for each other.
They do. They love to do stuff for each other.
Tamlin's is locking up bitches in the house.
Yeah. Tamlin is just, his love language
Feyre's favorite love language is having freedom, and Tamlin's favorite love language is taking away freedom.
Yep. Yeah, he's
making them his little pet.
And Lucian.
I feel like he's probably a big quality time guy.
I feel like that too.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I would say he's probably big quality time.
And I feel like in a romantic relation, like if Elaine let him in, I feel like he would probably bombard her with words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Like, I think he would be the type that would just never shut up about how beautiful and how much he loves her.
I could see that.
I can see that. If only with his mate though. He wouldn't do words of affirmation with anyone else. But I can see him, if Elaine decides to accept the mating bond, I can see him just bombarding her with words of affirmation to the point where she's like, okay, shut up. I get it. But she might like it maybe.
Yeah, because even I feel like in his friendships a lot, like he was very reassuring of Feyre a lot of the time. I feel like, if I remember correctly.
I feel like not in the first. I feel like that in the first book they kind of had like a bully friendship.
Yeah.
Where they kind of bullied each other a little bit. But
which is where I feel like the quality time also comes into.
Because he would just take
her.
He
would just like take her out.
Yeah, on his little patrols.
Yeah, little
let her go
rides through the woods. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I loved their friendship.
I know.
In the first one, I remember talking to you about it, being like, I kind of want her to end up with Lucian.
No. Just because it was better than her.
Tampy.
But, yeah. I really want their friendship to be restored to what it used to be, because I was really happy when he first like ran off with her, but then
they were bitching at each other the whole time.
But then like in the last book, I feel like Lucian has been salty and has been like keeping his distance
ever since he found out that Elaine was his mate and she fully rejected him. He's been like a bitch.
You know, one of the most heartbreaking moments in the series though is when Lucian says to Feyre, like, I didn't know I was the villain in your story.
And he wasn't though.
He wasn't, but at the same time it was just like also other little side note, I will never blame Tamlin for this one thing, which I told you the other day, and it's not believing that the letter came from Feyre.
Okay, fair
because
enough. She's illiterate.
To his knowledge, this bitch is illiterate, so if you get a letter from your girl who's in the
Night Court,
who is your enemy and you think is evil, and it's a whole letter that's supposed to be from her, and you're like, bro, she doesn't know how to read.
Yeah,
she can't write. She can't read. Like, she's not sending me a letter. So that's the one thing that I won't blame him for. But everything else, he's a piece of shit.
Tampon.
I know this is going off, but I have to read this to you.
Okay, please do.
Okay, so this is a fantasy, a romance fantasy.
I'm ready.
And I'm going to tell you the tropes that are in this fantasy, and then I'll also give you the description of it. So the tropes in this romantasy is grumpy and sunshine. So it's a brooding, misunderstood outcast who prefers solitude, paired with a feisty, sharp-witted princess. Forced proximity. So they're forced to take a journey together, whether they like it or not. Hidden identity.
Oh.
So she carries a secret that could change everything. The reluctant protector. He doesn't want to be her hero, yet he can't stop himself from keeping her safe. Banter and bickering. So a slow-burning connection built on playful arguments, stubborn pride, and undeniable chemistry.
Oh my God.
I'm not good enough for you. So a hero who believes he is too horrible to ever be loved and especially doesn't deserve her. Found family. So unlikely friendships that form along the way, proving love exists in many forms. So those are the tropes. Now let me give you the description of this romantasy.
I'm so excited.
Deep within the mist-veiled marshlands where the sun filters through ancient trees and the air hums with enchantment, a lone warrior resides. A man of towering why
Hello?
did I say towering?
Towering. It's a
strength and untamed spirit. He has long accepted his fate to live in exile, far from the world that fears him. His heart is I can't read, guys. His heart is guarded, his solitude unbroken until her. A princess who's trapped in a castle, and a fiery soul bound by a curse that twists her fates with every setting sun. When an unlikely champion arrives to free her from her prison, neither expects the bond that will form between them.
Is it Shrek? Is it Shrek?
That's why I kept laughing, because I keep looking at you. I'm like waiting for it to click. I was like, once I say the castle, it's gonna start turning.
Shrek! Oh God.
Let me read the rest of this to you now. So the champion arrives to free her from her prison. Neither expects the bond that will form between them, an unspoken understanding between two souls who have never truly belonged. Through perilous forests, towering, I can't say it again, castles, and a kingdom that demands perfection. Their journey is one of fire and tenderness, of playful bickering and stolen glances. But secrets linger in the shadows. His monstrous form, her hidden truth. Will love be strong enough to see beyond what the world deems ugly? A tale of courage, destiny, and a love so powerful it reshapes the very meaning of beauty. It's a breathtaking fantasy romance that proves sometimes the most extraordinary love stories begin in the most unexpected places. And in the end, when the dust has settled and the princess has chosen her fate, she does not ride away with a prince. With a prince. She does not ride away with a prince. She stays deep in the heart of the marshlands with the ogre who taught her what love truly means.
Wow. That was beautiful.
So Shrek is really the romantasy that we all ever needed.
That makes sense for why I love romantasy so much now, because Shrek was my favorite movie growing up. And still is, to be honest.
I mean, ACOTAR, the first book especially, is low-key a Shrek retelling. Low-key.
Yeah, so we're girls who love Shrek.
We're girls who love Shrek.
We're girls who love ACOTAR.
We love romance, fantasy, romantasy.
And we're girls who love languages. Yeah.
We love loving.
We love to love. And we love to love you guys.
You.
That was good.
Yeah.
So anyway, I guess we're going to call it a night.
Yeah.
That was fun. I had a great discussion.
Yeah. Let
I
us
hope you
know
guys
if you
enjoyed.
liked this style and if you want to see more of this.
And let us know what you think ACOTAR characters' love languages are. Because we want to know what you guys think about that. Were we wrong? Were we right? Are we dumb? Let us know.
All of the above.
We love you. Follow us on our Instagram and Spotify and TikTok and YouTubes. And come hang out with us every
comment,
week. Yeah.
hang out, interact. We normally answer.
Most of the time. No, every time.
Unless you're a bitch, we
Unless
answer.
you're mean, then we don't answer.
We don't
to you.
answer to haters.
We don't hate. We don't
anyways,
like haters.
but we love everybody else anyways. So
We love you. Say it back.
Say it back.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Oh, now we gotta do the thing.
What thing?
Win!